Welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 11, and welcome back to me. I just came back from Ecuador, an absolutely beautiful country, having climbed Cotopaxi, an absolutely beautiful, if not rather tall, volcano. I'll put a link to my Instagram down in the description if you want to read more about that. But for now, I am back on the Hermitcraft server with a slightly new look and some extremely turquoise-looking jeans. This is not an aspect I thought about. Look. This is what I had in mind, okay? I look great. I got knee pads. I got some faded denim. I look like I've been out in the yard. As soon as I put these on, it's like I've got the most brand new jeans that have ever existed. I genuinely might have to upgrade to netherite to stop this being a problem. I kind of wanted to get myself a new sort of engineer-y skin to go along with my setup that I have down here. My homemade scrap mechanic sort of vibe, and I do think I'm fitting in quite nicely. But today's Hermitcraft episode is not actually going to be about this place. It is going to be about this place. Today's Hermitcraft episode is arguably the most important Hermitcraft episode of the entire season. Although it is going to be a little bit weird. But before we start all of that, I need to get myself some stuff. So I actually fought the Wither with Ren and Skiz literally just before I left for Ecuador, and I've returned to the server with no things, like barely anything. I don't even have a sword to my name, so I'm going to quickly resolve that situation. I think I'm also going to get one of these fandangled spears. It is expensive being bad at the game. Oh my goodness, we actually have a nether hub. A nether hub that is clearly incredibly intuitive to use. Where am I? Where have I ended up? Why are there so many ender chests? What is their skulk? What is this magenta? One very nice sword. Oh, I apologize. Oh, there's none left! I have no idea how often I'm going to use this, but I'm excited for it. For the first time in Hermitcraft Season 11, I have a helmet. So now my elytra is all sorted. I'm breaking 3, mending. I have got all of the gear, and my jeans are looking marginally less new now that I have the rest of the outfit. It is time for me to demolish a small and unsuspecting animal. Oh, I wonder if I can go smaller and more unsuspecting. Chicken. The colonel is coming. Oh, he's over there. He's over there. Oh, immediately roasted. All right, I'll admit I'm getting marginally distracted. It's now time to talk about my base plans. Now, these base plans are pretty ambitious. So ambitious that I've actually written down a paragraph. Oh, yeah, I totally took out that skeleton. It was no problem at all. I've decided to read it out so that you can hear the full plan, no stuttering. I've included some visuals. The visuals I did not create, but all of these pieces of media inspired my base plans in some meaningful way. See this as like a sort of mood board, and I'll put all of the information down in the description. So without further ado, these are my plans for Hermitcraft Season 11. I'm one of the last remaining humans in the area, scraping a living on a small, self-sufficient homestead in the valley below the city. The city used to be bustling with people, but Macrotransact took over and all the humans were pushed out by robots to increase efficiency. Occasionally, one of these robots will stumble out of the city and fall onto my farm where I break them down for parts, and in the process, I've learned a little bit about how they work. The CEO of Macrotransact is the last confirmed resident of the city, but rumour has it that the robots he created locked him away because they saw him as a potential obstacle to maximum revenue, and the robots have been programmed to want nothing but. They transact between each other's shops millions of times a second for the joy of it, never performing any service or providing any product, just generating enormous revenue figures out of thin air that outside investors accept without scrutiny, making Macrotransact one of the most valuable companies on the server. Now, some humans have managed to eke out a life in the city. They live way above the street level, out of sight from the robots, in squats and shacks tacked onto the high-rise buildings. They're relying on a small amount of theft and a large amount of resourcefulness to survive. They make small farms on the rooftops, tools out of old pipework, and trade junk back and forth to meet each other's needs. The Macrotransact Tower dominates the skyline, and the top floor contains the robot constructor. Using my knowledge of the bots, I've put together a parts list, and I'm fairly certain that by sneaking into the city, you can jump between the buildings, use the secret passageways created by the humans, trade with these people, and build a robot that could take on the Macrotransact robot CEO and free the original from his prison, and hopefully return the city back to its original bustling self. Now, if that sounds like a video game, it's because it is. I want to make an interactive Hermitcraft Season 11 base. And the concept of the game is very loosely based around a very wholesome and extremely different from what the vibe of this story is, indie game called A Short Hike, which is a game where you effectively walk around an open world, gradually making your way up to a peak, but along the way speaking with lots of individuals, hearing their stories and helping them out with various different tasks. And that's what I want players to have to do in my base. Talk to the few remaining humans that live there, help them out with things that they need doing, perhaps do a little bit of farming for them, do some searching for them, gather some resources with them, trade between one another, and eventually make your way to the top of the tower where you can complete the task at hand. It all sounds very fun and very wholesome. And the thing that I'm so excited about is that there are so many opportunities to inject life and character building and all sorts of different personality traits into this build. I really cannot wait to get started on it. So I guess I should get started on it. I mean, first things first, I should probably remove the cherry blossoms from the cherry blossom mountain. Oh my goodness, there's actually tons of them. This might end up being actually quite a big task. These things are annoying to remove. Am I going to have to go out and buy another baguette? This might be a baguette level activity. I've got one fairly full inventory of cherry logs and a decent chunk of the forest removed. Now I've got the rest of the forest removed and I'm just picking up all of the little floaters that I've left. Oh my goodness, this looks immediately so much better. Am I right in saying that? I think this looks so much... I'm going to have to clear out this stuff in a little bit. I didn't clear it because I don't need to, because the town's going up here. And also because this thing is there and the pillagers just keep absolutely blasting me. But that experience has made me realize that the spear is potentially the most overkill weapon in the game. I mean, you literally can just hold down the right click. Okay, there's too many of them. There's too many of them. There's too many of them. I'm going to die. I think it's time for me to head into a creative mode testing world. Turns out there's actually a creative mode version of the Hermitcraft server running, and this is my first time logging into it. I've just removed all of the trees from the top of my hill. My base goes somewhere around about here, and this is where the city is going to be going. The sky feels so empty without all the geese. Now, my initial plan was to do what I normally do, which is lay out wireframes on top of the ground and sort of get things worked out in that way. But honestly, this build is too big, and it is so much more proportion dependent, and I really, really want to get this right, so I think I'm going to do it in creative mode. I'm going to use every resource that I have available to myself to make this the best possible build it can be, and it all starts with one small line of blocks. How do I feel about this? I actually think here is slightly better. Just slightly further down the hill. And now I have placed in the rest of the wall. That is way too small. This is where I normally look at my base from. My build goes there, 2 windmills. It feels quite unbalanced. The thing is, I always imagined the outer edge of the city almost being made up of like apartment buildings. In fact, a very good visual representation that I didn't include in my mood boards would be something like Kowloon City in China. Those sorts of stacked up houses all next to one another, all crammed in. But I always kind of imagined it as a perfect square. But that being said, you know, I could make a more organic shape out of the sort of squares, the cubes of housing that sort of goes around like this and more fits the shape of the landscape. I mean, that could look quite cool. I'm playing around with the idea right now, and I do think that it is providing some interesting results. I do think this looks quite a lot cooler than the original just square wall. My main goal is to try and make it so it doesn't look too formulaic. I do think this looks pretty interesting. I do think this looks pretty interesting. If it creeps into that area there and then we get the high rises and things. I've been playing around with it some more, and I actually think this seems like it's the right choice. If you imagine that with all balconies and like air conditioning units and wires and things hanging down and all sorts of different colors and clothing hanging off of the balconies, you are going to need quite a lot of imagination here, all right? But if you imagine all of those things, I think it looks cool. I can't believe I've made such an enormous shift to my plans for the entire season almost immediately. This is why I'm so glad I started planning things out with these gigantic blocks. And the cool thing is, currently, I am maintaining a fairly square inner edge, so we can still have a sort of grid pattern to the skyscrapers on the inside. Just like when I was in the film industry, this stage of the process is the most exciting. Like, this is so much fun because there's so much possibility and things haven't been tainted yet by the reality of constructing them. You know, like as soon as you actually start building something, as soon as you start actually making something, the flaws start coming in. Like, it's that simple. But at this point in time, it's all ideas and it's all excitement and everything is possible. And nothing has any baggage with it, and all of it is just perfect and existing flawlessly in my mind's eye, and that is so exciting. Now, the big question is, and this is a genuine question, I'm not joking, do I do the back? Because here's the thing, Exuma's build style, what he's working on, is very, very different from what I'm working on, and I think if he has like this perfect idyllic village down there and then has these crazy apartment buildings, super dense housing just overhanging his build, that might look a bit strange. So maybe I do something simple on this back edge and then build trees and do some terraforming to cover up my base a little bit. I promise you, this is not me trying to get out of doing the back of my build, okay? It is me being a considerate neighbor. What do we think here then? What do we think? Is that enough space? I mean, it feels like enough space. If I think about the height and the amount of time and effort I'm going to put into all of the details, and the fact that I could probably expand out into this area as well, I think this feels about right. So now let's start work on placing in the templates for all of the skyscrapers that are going to actually go in the city, and I have to ask myself the question, how wide are the roads going to be? I mean, I really want it to feel quite cramped. What are we looking like here? This is so weird. This is such a weird thing to try and do. I think it's working. I think we kind of have like that kind of pyramid-y feeling. This is sort of kind of, I don't know. Yeah, okay. And then if we put another skyscraper, a thinner one out the back, I do think the form is coming along quite nicely. So we've got quite a good composition here, and then the builds are progressively going to get taller. And then obviously we're going to have the macro transact tower out the back, which is going to be by far the tallest. Oh, when I initially built this skyscraper, I accidentally filled it in with just bamboo. And then when I placed in the blocks, all of the bamboo broke, and I almost crashed this server. Wow, this is a lot of buildings, isn't it? This is going to be a lot of buildings. I am just continuing to place gigantic blocks, and then it's going to be future me that curses the scale of them. I think this is going to be the macro transact tower. I kind of like the way that lines up in the build. In terms of the ground level, I think it feels pretty good. If we imagine there's like businesses and there's like wires running across and there's just chaos all through this area, I think it gives that sort of very tight walking city feel. Okay, one thing that I have been thinking about quite a bit is how this lines up with my base out the front. And I've realized that my build is sort of the biggest thing on the horizon. It sits around about there, and then it sort of trickles off. And the issue is that this build is also weighted in that direction. Like, the build sort of slopes up to the left. And that matchingness might look a little bit ugly, so I think I'm actually going to make the transact tower even taller than this, and up on this side. Now, what's hilarious is this decision is probably going to give me an extra month of work to do. Like, if I just stuck with this and just had this low-level building, had this little empty gap here. But I do think it will look better if I do it like this. Oh my goodness, that was 40,000 blocks. I mean, I know it's solid. I know it is solid, but still, 40,000 blocks. Gosh, though, it does look good. It does look good. So my build goes there. The windmills go up like that. City sits on the top there. I do still think that having something off in this area, some kind of thing to draw the eye into this top corner would be nice. However, I'm very aware that the sun sets in this direction. So there is a chance that we could have like the build, the two windmills to the city, and then the sun there. That'll make for a really Really lovely composition, to be honest with you. But also, you know, having some kind of power plant or something off in this area that maybe connects a bunch of power lines into the build, that could also look good. Regardless, I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty good place with this city composition. So now I think it's time for us to hop back onto the Hermitcraft server. I actually just realized that I could use Lightmatica to move my template from the creative testing world into the actual Hermitcraft server, just to see how the proportions work, and it looks good. The other cool thing is I can actually fine-tune where it's placed, so I think I've shifted it about 10 blocks in this direction and a little bit further over this way, so that it overhangs a little bit more. And I think it works really, really well with the landscape that we have. So this gives a pretty solid idea of what the future of the base is going to look like. And I have to say, it looks massive. Now, as I was fiddling around with Lightmatica, I realized that I could play around with some petty theft. I really, really like the trees that Scar has built all around the shopping district, so I thought I would pinch them and, oh no. No! What? No! I just spent ages placing them, surely. Surely not. Surely not. They've all disappeared. They've all disappeared. I spent an hour. Oh, they were laid out so nicely as well. I had it all planned out. I was tweaking everything. Well, I guess that is the price that you pay for small amounts of theft. I'm doing this again, and I'm placing in placeholders this time, so if they disappear, at least I will know where they were. This is what I've got so far, but now my M key has stopped working, so I can't make any more schematics, and I'm assuming all of these are going to disappear. I've relogged and they have disappeared. I thought this Lightmatica stuff was meant to make my life easier. Now I have the rest of the trees mapped out, and I'm hoping that they look nice with the other trees that I've got. It's time to do some resource gathering. I've got myself a whole bunch of different types of walls. Next, I need a whole bunch of spruce leaves, and now it's pale oak for the bottom of the tree. And then acacia wood for the tops of the trees to finish off the gradients. And then it is very important that you get utterly lost and begin to run out of firework rockets. Where actually am I? I can't remember the coordinates for spawn in the slightest. I found the mushroom island. Oh my goodness, I thought I'd never see the gigantic snowman again. Now it's spruce wood and then azalea leaves, and we are finally in business. That took quite a bit more setup time than I was expecting, but the first blocks for our first tree are now going in place. How does this feel height-wise? It's kind of feels good, I think. I've just realized that these are birch leaves, aren't they? They're definitely birch leaves. And the birch leaves look significantly better than the spruce leaves. The resource gathering continues, and now we have our first tree. And I have to say, even though it has been stolen wholesale from Scar, it does look really good, and I'm really happy with how this has come together. But please, I cannot stress this enough. Do not be under any illusions that I came up with this design or that I even thought of this. This is all Scar's ideas. I am just copying them. I thought it made sense, given how close my base is to the shopping district, that the tree species would remain the same. I now have a second tree. This one is a little bit smaller. I do think this is a tiny bit too long. It has slightly excessive spindliness, which I'm now going to try my best to fix. I've also added more mossy cobble, and now I think it looks significantly better. This one's going to be a big one. Oh yeah, look at the size of that. It is towering above the hill behind it, which is really, really cool. I'm also finding my rhythm with these designs. I think that one took around about 15, maybe 20 minutes. This is also really helping to make my base look better from the back as well, which is something that I've been quite conscious of. You may notice I've also left this area clear because I still want to build a lake. It is now time for the rogue tree, which is sitting out over here. Hey, would you look at that? Gem's view of Mumbo's base has significantly improved. This is a really lovely composition with these two trees here. It is done. I was just looking over at that tree for inspiration. I can't help but notice that there seems to be a little bit of an ornament on top of it. Oh, and the ornament is coming towards me.
I was just flying by and I was wondering, man, Mumbo's tree building game, you stepped it up big time. Then I fly over there to the shopping district like, wait a minute.
I mean, it's weird. It's still difficult they're still hard to build. It's funny. It's like,
You know, listen, Mumbo, you
Yeah.
can't mess with the guy. Every single new block that gets implemented, the
Yep.
first thing he thinks about is how can I make a tree out of
it's
it?
very true.
You know, it's
Yeah.
He lives for it. Tell him to make an automated redstone door. See how he does.
Yeah, that would be interesting. He'd probably, you know what it would be? He'd use that block mechanic that allows you to connect logs to leaves to send redstone signals. That's how we could, that's how we could
Leaf
introduce
stone.
Scar to redstone. It's just leaf stone. You can terraform a redstone build. Have you been anyway?
dude.
What are you working on?
I have been dabbling a bit in buildstone, man.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
Made a little bit of an animation thing using maps. You know, powdered snow can be dispensed on maps and they don't pop off.
I did not know that.
You want to see it real quick? I mean, I can.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that is like the clearest 7-segment display that's ever existed.
Yeah. And it has a really cool animation, right? And then you
Yeah.
can also put the tinted glass above it.
Yeah.
If you use what are the maps called? The lit up maps, you know, glow maps thingies.
That
And
is
then it pops like a lot, right? It really shows like it looks like a proper animation. I can link you a cool video of Vinicius, Brazilian YouTuber. You know, it's a small Brazilian YouTuber with 6 million subs or something. You know.
that happens all the time. Like I will stumble across a YouTuber and I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. Like, oh, I wonder. And then you'll see it. They have like 6 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers or 15 million
Yeah.
subscribers, and it's like, how do I not know about these people? And
Yeah,
that, to be
I mean,
fair,
yeah.
that happens often enough in English-speaking YouTube channels.
Dude, we're so much in our bubble, right? In our Hermitcraft bubble. It's
I know.
like I don't see much left and right, and then a little bit of hive mind stuff. That's it,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I'm sure it happens the other way around. I'm sure there's people that
Yeah.
just stumble across like the Hermitcraft server every now and again, and they're like, "What on earth is this place?" And like, this has been
Yeah,
going for like
what's happening?
12 or like 13, 14 years. Like, how?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, probably since you were born, right? I mean,
Almost.
pretty much were born into the Hermitcraft.
Almost, yeah, straight there. Well, not quite
Yeah.
actually. I got rejected from Hermitcraft initially. I sent a YouTube DM. And
Really?
they said no because I made nothing but redstone videos at the time,
Yeah.
it does mean I have a lot of sympathy for the people that always email me asking to join the server because that was me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing that.
Dude, yeah, how else would you want to do it? I mean,
I know.
somehow you need to get in touch with people, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I remember, you know, when 100 years ago I did this show, it was called Dear Dog or something.
Yeah.
Right, where I would show up and coming smaller YouTube channels.
Yeah, yeah.
You were one of them, right?
No way.
And then so half a year later, you had like 1 million subs. I think everybody on the Hermitcraft server, like everyone. It's
Yeah.
like, and then, you know, at some point, everybody overtook me in subscribers. It's like, okay,
I mean,
I'm doing something wrong, man.
No, you were clearly doing something very right. You were too good. You were too
Yeah.
good at giving shout outs to people.
Yeah, and predicting who's gonna make it in this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I would say you have like a very hardcore like niche that you absolutely win at, and like you have an extremely dedicated like group of viewers. Like there's certain YouTubers like that. Like there's some YouTubers that I'd say cast their net quite wide, and then there's some that cast their net like into one specific thing, but the people that watch them are like 100% dedicated to watching that person. And if you were to leave the platform, like you would leave a massive hole, if that makes sense. Whereas like I think there are some YouTubers that are bigger who, if they were to leave, it's like, oh well, like, you know, like
Oh, what the heck? Oh, my phone. What? Oh, yeah, I
Professional.
ordered some Chinese food. 1 second.
It's always nice to see Doc, and I hope he enjoys his Chinese takeaway. I've added one more tree into the mix, and I gotta say, I really like the position of this one. I like this one a lot. I also like this one because it breaks things up a little bit. Another one out the back there. Very nice, very nice. Starting to get some very cool compositions forming. Who is this? Is this Pearl? Hello, Pearl. That
Hey
was
mate,
weird.
just taking a nap. You need a fire tower because we don't want to see this place burn down, right?
I would like a fire tower. I have realized, you know, when you asked me about fire towers and I gave you a cool location, I've put a tree I've put a tree right in the location. I've just realised that
You put a tree. Mumbo.
I literally just installed a tree where I said would be perfect for a fire tower. Let me think. Let me think of a cool new
I
location.
was gonna come over here and just build it and get going, and you just happen to be online. So maybe it's good that I got here while you're here.
Yeah, that is pretty perfect. Let me try and think. Where do you think would be a good spot for a fire tower in this area? This is difficult. That's
a good question. Look, I'm just going to point out these trees are fabulous, by the way.
Well, I mean, I've totally stolen them. I mean, look over there. Scar did some really cool trees. And I was like, well...
You've commandeered a design.
I like the idea. So I've kind of copied them.
It's a really nice tree.
I do think this spot here is pretty good. I think this fits in with the composition of my base okay.
Oh, the composition. He's talking all artsy. You've grown so much.
I'm trying to think about this stuff because I don't want to like mess up the balance. You know, I'm thinking about balance a lot these days. You know, and all this sort of thing. It's a frustrating thing to think about. I miss the days where I didn't think about this stuff. Now there's so many things.
So good.
It's
worth it.
I do think it is worth it. I do agree, but it is hurting my brain so much. And Doc has commented, he watched me for about 15 minutes building and trying to work out the position of my trees. And he was like, I've watched you for 25 minutes and you've placed 4 blocks. And I'm so glad that he said that because nobody in my videos, when I say that in my videos, nobody believes me.
Nah, every time I come back here, you've done some kind of substantial building. I think you're joking. I think you're lying.
Is that the case? I don't know.
It's a normal part of the building process.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. You know, it takes us all a long time to place 4 blocks.
Yeah, I feel you. I guess
understand.
Doc is specifically the most efficient person on the planet. So I think like he was the wrong person to witness that actually. Because he's used to probably placing like 4,000 blocks per minute.
I can make your tower right here, and I've already got the resources on me, so I can do it right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well like that'll be interesting because it will be interesting to see how it goes in terms of like you building a tower versus me building trees just off in the distance, and then we can see who's got the real blocks per minute.
Because are you doing more trees like right now?
Yeah,
You're still knocking out more of them?
I'm still like, can you see there's like little cherry, there's a few of them dotted around. I think I have like 5 trees left to go.
Can I finish the tower before you finish your 5 trees?
Yeah, I mean that would be. How good are you at building the towers now? How many have you built?
Well, I've built the one at my base. This is the first one other than my own.
Okay,
and that took me about an hour, roughly.
Oh, okay.
So
this might be close because I'm getting pretty fast at the trees. I think I'm down to like 15 minutes per tree now, and I've got 5 left. So if I can speed things up a little bit, it kind of has become a bit of a race.
You're on, mate.
Why did I say that? I'm panicking now. I think I have 1 tree sort of done. I don't like these leaves here, but it is done. Where's Pearl at? Pearl! What? Pearl's got like half her tower done. Oh my goodness. How does this look? Oh, it looks cool. Okay, yeah, this looks cool. This tree also looks cool. Happy with that one. Really, really happy with that one. I'm excited to see this fire tower done. And then the city. It's all coming together. I have totally run out of birch leaves. This is not going to do well for my time. Oh my goodness. This one is super, super tall. I like it. I think it looks good. Maybe needs some more leaves down at the bottom. This feels like an improvement. It looks like an improvement. Oh gosh. I've built up a little diddy one out the front, and I think it looks good. I'm really, really considering adding another small one like this down here, but I'm not 100% certain. I think I quite like having the front of my base clear. So actually, no, this will be one of the only ones that is actually out front and obstructing the base. The next one down here is sort of out the way, but I can make it taller. Oh gosh, oh gosh. I don't know if it's just because it's dark, but this might be my best tree yet. Like that is That is a lovely shape. Oh my goodness, Pearl has got to be close to finished. This is amazing, by the way. This is an incredible build. It's all falling apart at the end here. My Elytra has almost run out of battery, and I've run out of birch leaves as well. No! Wow! I can't even be mad. Look at this thing. Oh, this is so cool.
I heard that it's so cool from the distance. That was the best thing ever while I slept.
This is outrageously cool. This is outrageously cool. How? What?
Dude, you got 5G now. You can call me from anywhere.
This is actually so. Yeah, these like satellite dishes and stuff like this. This is such a crazy, unique, very beautiful build, and it's got the ender pearl stasis chamber in it as well. So you can, I'm assuming, be called to action. This thing is. It is so cool. I mean, I must admit, when I was building up the trees, I kept getting distracted and just looking over at what you were doing because this is so pretty.
That's what it is. Is that why you didn't finish? That's the reason.
That is the fastest I've ever worked. That is the highest density of thought I've ever had in my entire life, I think. Like, genuinely.
It's amazing. It got building fast. It certainly didn't take you 25 minutes to place 4 blocks.
No,
you almost finished, mate.
Yeah, it's literally like that is the fastest I've ever thought about things probably in my entire life. You know?
Oh my gosh.
I think you increased the clock speed. Yeah.
Well, you chose where to put this tower quicker than you chose where to put 4 trees. I'm just going to put that out there. Like you were just like, yeah, here's about it. Yep, that'll do.
That is true. That is true. I think it's the people pleaser in me, you know? I think I didn't want to hold you up.
You were fine. You could have taken 25 minutes to choose a spot if you wanted to. I wouldn't penalize you for that.
No, but I think the spot actually, like, I was looking and the spot is really, really good. Like, do you want to fly over to this? I've got like a place I often stand and look at my base, and it's like,
let's see it.
Sort of around about here. And like you get like a cool angle. Like it is obviously like off to the side, but it fits the gap. Like it sits in the gap so well.
Yeah, dude, that works really well. I feel like I'm kind of swamping your starter base a little bit with the height of it.
No, yeah, I mean,
otherwise.
But I think so out the back on top of this hill, there is going to be an absolutely enormous city. So I think is actually going to like scoop in, and you may notice like the tree that I'm currently working on building off to the right, I've made quite tall, and it kind of matches up with the height of the tower. So I'm hoping we kind of get like a scoop going on, and then that frames the city pretty nicely, you know?
Dude, what the heck? You're amazing. That is fantastic. It looks so good, and you're right. There is a scoop going on, and it's the perfect spot you could have chosen.
Well, I
love it.
I'm super, super happy with it. It honestly does look like a part of the base, which is like really, really cool. Like it has a similar sort of like that sort of tone, and it has that similar sort of, I don't know, it's like got technology attached to it, but it still feels like it's from like a slightly different era. And I think that is super cool. So,
thank you. No, that's awesome. Well, good race, mate.
Yeah, that was fun.
You had a valiant effort.
That was fun.
You didn't finish the last tree.
Yeah, that was genuinely made me work so much faster. It made me realize how much I just get up and leave my computer all the time.
Wait, would you have gotten up multiple times in the span of building 5 trees?
I would have built one tree, and then I probably would have got up, wandered around the house a little bit, and then like opened some cupboards and things, and then like I would have sat back down, probably started work on the next tree, and then got up, probably pet my dog for a little while, and then sat back down.
I mean, well, now I'm sad. The dog didn't get any pets then.
Yeah. You've ruined my dog's day.
I was gonna say I'm glad I helped you out, but now I'm kind of sad. Oh, dude.
I might start some fires to force you to come over.
Oh, that's not. But it's supposed to help stop the fires, not get you to start them.
Yeah, but then like.
I mean, if you wanted to test it, I guess you could probably.
Maybe once Grian gets his, I'll test his.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I might build his next, so it might just pop up.
Oh my goodness, are you normally this efficient?
Well,
do you not?
When I've got to build. I just either put on some music or I watch a show and I place block,
So, genuine question. Would you currently, like, you would just go and start building Grian's one right now? You wouldn't get up and wander about?
Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Really?
Yeah.
That is amazing to me.
No, I don't need to open any cupboards. I do have some cats to pet, but
No,
otherwise.
After doing something like that, I would have to... there's at least 9 cupboards have to be opened for me. I managed to stay locked in for just long enough to get the final tree done. And as the sun sets, look how cool this place looks. Look how cool this place looks. This has been huge. Again, it's such a small change, but it has made the biggest of differences. Oh my goodness. I actually could not be happier. I could not be happier with how these trees have come together. I could not be happier with the plan that we have made for the city on top of the hill here. I couldn't be happier with the idea and the story that I've come up with that base on top of the hill is going to follow. I can't wait for the world building. I cannot wait to get to work on all the concept art and put in all of the life into that. But most importantly, I can't wait to now open every cupboard in the house. I've got important procrastinating to do.